Wow, that was a show. To remember, not remember, I don't even know how to feel at this point. To the people that thought that there was going to be a Forbidden Door entrant in the Royal Rumble this year, and honestly, I kind of feel like we were all in that category. We were all so gullible. We really were. Everyone that I knew and everyone that I was talking to today was having some sort of Forbidden Door entrant in the Men's Rumble this year. Brock Lesnar lost the WWE Championship but won the 2022 Royal Rumble. The Women's Rumble was the best match of the night, and I don't even know if that was even a good Rumble. Really, the right winner, maybe, but at the end of the day, these Rumbles had to have been the most boring Royal Rumbles I have seen in a very, very long time. It ending some matches were complete garbage, and at the end of it all, there's a lot to talk about without even really talking about it. Listen, there's so many things we need to talk about during this stream, and we're all just getting started. This is the best place that you need to be on your early Sunday morning. Who knew that this shit was gonna go till midnight? So you're here. Thank you guys so much for being here on this early Sunday morning. This is the Royal Rumble post show right here on Outside the Brand. We'll see you guys in just a little bit. What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. It is currently Sunday. You know what that means. It's time for your Royal Rumble 2022 post-show review for your January 30th. This event started on the 29th. Now it's the 30th. This was such a long show. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. The Royal Rumble is come and gone, and we got a lot to talk about. The WWE Championship match, the Universal Heavyweight Championship match, the Royal Rumble matches all took place tonight, and it was a big show, but could have been for the wrong reasons. The Royal Rumble pay-per-view is one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, and this is what we got. But as always, I'm here joined by my wonderful friends here. We got Loft, we got 1C, and we got Megan here. I'm going to let these guys talk in just a little bit and kind of just vent to everybody here. And trust me, you guys can vent for whatever it is you need to. I'm giving you guys the floor too. There is a ton to talk about on this show, and at the end of the day, if you need to say something, just say it. Just say it. We'll figure out everything in post editing if we have to or whatever have you. I'm giving you guys the floor, okay? So you guys can say whatever you want to. Just make sure you guys get anything that you need off your chest. Before we do that, though, I want you guys to follow us all on social media. All of our TikTok links are down in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at PhillyMatt_. Continue hitting that subscribe button as we're on the road to 500 subscribers. We'd love to hit that by WrestleMania. And don't forget to turn on that bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. Also, please don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up button. Guys, let's do this. Let's make this count. 15 likes for the Royal Rumble post show right here on Outside the Brand. I think you guys have done this before, so you guys can totally do that once again. Please go to bonfire.com. That's where you can buy your official Outside the Brand merchandise, and that's the only place you guys can get your Outside the Brand merchandise. All the merch you need will be right there waiting for you guys. When the store is live, we will let you know. And finally, I want to thank you guys so much for all the support that you have shown here on the podcast as of late. We continue to grow each and every day, and we could not have done this without all of you. This is the biggest week for OTB, and you guys have been absolutely killing it with the love. So thank you guys so much. Let's get right in to the Outside the Brand post show for the Royal Rumble. Guys, there has been absolutely a ton of talking points when it comes to not only what happened on this show, but when it comes to kind of the buildup of this show. Everybody thought that there was going to be a Forbidden Door entrant in the Men's Rumble, and honestly, there was absolutely none. That Men's Royal Rumble was probably one of the most boring Rumbles I have ever even watched as a professional wrestling fan. And winner aside, there was like no surprises. You had Bad Bunny, you had Shane McMahon, but what else? What else? There wasn't even really anybody big as a surprise. So what the hell happened? No Asuka, no Bayley. Sasha got eliminated in like 5 minutes. What the hell happened tonight? See, everybody's speechless because everybody doesn't know what the heck happened, because this was just what we got. And now we're on the road to WrestleMania. And this is what happens.
The Women's Rumble was better.
Tonight, yes.
That had more surprises. That had more, just like everything. The men's just felt very rushed. Like the only surprise that we got was Drew.
And yeah, technically surprise-wise, yes. For
we
return,
didn't know he was coming back. Like we didn't know at all.
Yeah.
The Men's Rumble winner can go. I'm not gonna say it because it's not very appropriate, but
I gave you guys the floor. So
do you really want me to say it?
I gave you guys the floor. If you need a vent.
The Men's Royal Rumble winner can go fuck off.
Okay. Just as bad as I thought.
Just go fuck off. Yeah, that's the PG version. I'm not saying the other one.
Well, as soon as I click the end live button, I know you're gonna go off on me. As soon as I click this end live button, I know you're gonna go off on me, and it's not my fault. I swear.
It just.
Oh yeah, Melina was 45 seconds. Great stuff for Melina. Loved it.
Yo. Chat. I'm gonna tell you something. There should be no reason in fuck that I got more enjoyment out of seeing the whole women's Royal Rumble was better than that whole men's Royal Rumble, as Megan just said.
Oh yeah.
I was more hype at when Melina came out. I was yelling when Sasha came out with the Sailor Moon fit. What y'all know about Sailor Moon? I'm gonna talk about that later. She had the Sailor Moon fit. I had a lot of feelings going on. She does that to me. I don't know. She had the Sailor Moon fit, threw me off. Damn, Cameron was that. There should be no reason why I was that hyped for Cameron. I was hyped for Cameron. I was
too.
I was hoping for like a 5-second appearance. Seriously, I fucking hated her.
I was hyped.
I fucking hated Cameron. I hated Cameron.
I was hyped when Cameron.
Like, ooh.
You are right. I did want to say what you just commented in that area. I did want to say that, but I didn't.
I'm like, boo, Cameron, get out of here. Thank God she was out of here.
It was good seeing Cameron again, just because we haven't seen her in so long.
What was the fucking point of Ivory? What was the fucking point of Ivory?
That was hilarious.
She was so fucking terrible.
At least it wasn't Jillian Hall. Just
yeah. Like, what is Ivory doing out here? And I'm like, that was
Ivory
weird.
Yelling at me, saying that I should be a better woman. Like, what? No, I don't want to be a better woman.
I know.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
I gotta be a better woman now. Ivory told me to be a better woman, so I gotta work on that tomorrow. That's on my agenda. I gotta be a better woman.
100%.
That was
Sarah Logan was a complete waste of everyone's time.
It was a surprise. It was fine. Like, it was because we weren't all expecting her to return. So for me, it was like another surprise. Like, yeah, she got eliminated early, but
like 5 seconds early.
At least she was in the Rumble.
Thanks.
5 seconds in the Rumble does not no. I hate it when shit comes down to be like that. Like, if you're gonna be in the Rumble, at least be in there for I don't know, 3 minutes, not 5 seconds. Get out of here.
I was
That's
hyped
your
when Nikki
payday.
Bella came out.
Santino.
That's her payday. And I listen, Sarah Logan, she was great, and everything in between when it came to her
I have a question too.
actual run, but
I have a question. Melina looked good as far as wrestling went. Michelle McCool looked good. Mickey, of course. Kelly looked like she hadn't wrestled since 2008.
Kelly hasn't wrestled in maybe 3 years because she hasn't been in the Rumble for 3 years or whatever.
But she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything wrestling related since then.
I don't think so.
Nope.
No.
She has not.
Wow.
She's been doing modeling, and she also had a miscarriage earlier too. So
That sucks, damn.
She was actually supposed to be slated to return last year's Rumble, but because I believe the miscarriage or whatever, I believe the miscarriage happened last year. So because of all of that, she was not able to be in the Rumble last year. So all that happened.
And okay, let me just say this. Ronda.
Summer Rae was terrible too, by the way. Yes, she's still bad. Summer Rae.
Who? Summer Rae.
Summer Rae.
Okay, let me just say this.
The call to me, girl.
Ronda Rousey came back and won.
Listen, as soon as we all heard that Ronda was gonna be in the Rumble, she was winning, no matter what. In my family drawing, I picked number 28 out of the goddamn random hat, and guess who was number fucking 28? God dang Ronda Rousey. And I'm like, God damn it, this is gonna be great. And the thing is, number 28 is my fucking lucky number, so that just automatically just came together as the perfect whirlpool of shit happening.
I wasn't expecting her to come out as 28. I was expecting her to come out as 30. And then when I actually heard her music, I was like, holy shit. I was shocked. I was just like, what the fuck? And then I just knew, I'm like, oh yeah, she's winning it. And then when she threw Charlotte over the top rope, I'm like, that's going to be the angle that they're going to go about for the match coming up at Mania.
Charlotte and Ronda had to have been the most heart attack inducing final two in my entire goddamn life, because I did not want Charlotte to win, and Ronda, I picked Ronda, but I'm like, I don't know if this could be a thing or not. So I was like, what kind of Sasha Banks was eliminated.
We're recording that nut ass breaking news report, and then but
Sasha Banks was eliminated in 2 minutes. That Sasha Banks should not have even returned if she was going to be eliminated in 2 minutes. 5 minutes.
It was
big difference.
Minutes.
Big difference. 5 minutes. If you're going to return on a random episode of Friday Night SmackDown and have only 5 minutes in the Rumble, you should not have even returned. I don't get things when it comes to returns or stuff like that there are so many things that are wrong with this. And was Bianca Belair even the Iron Woman type figure in this Rumble? I don't think so. She was in there for a while.
She was, but it just got dashed away really fast. I kind of forgot it once Ronda won. It was nothing really matters anymore,
Yeah.
She'll get some nut ass promo tomorrow that I don't care about.
Oh, yeah.
She can go to SmackDown and cut another nut ass promo that I don't care about. Set up.
She's gonna milk this shit for weeks. She's gonna milk this shit for weeks.
Rousey did this to me. She did that to me, but she can never beat me for this. Blah 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 blah. Ronda Rousey comes out and beats her fucking ass. Please, God.
Charlotte had 6 eliminations. Big whoop. And that's the most of the entire night for the Women's Rumble. AJ Styles had 6 eliminations, and he was fucking fantastic. Yet he got eliminated by Madcap Moss.
That was its own disgusting thing. That freaking Rumble had me going to sleep. It felt like I was watching Raw, bro.
Yeah.
Show.
AJ Styles had the most eliminations as well with 6. So.
Y'all saw the WrestleMania sign melting?
Yes. Yeah. I hope Nate wasn't in that section because everybody had to get evacuated from that part of the.
That was nuts. I didn't even see it until like.
I hope everybody that we know from the TikTok community weren't in that section because everybody had to get evacuated. I hope everyone's safe, regardless, whoever was in that section or not. Hope you guys are safe and hope you guys are doing well. Hope they figured everything out when it came to that.
Then freaking Kofi, that was.
I feel so bad for Kofi because that was a botched save. He was supposed to save himself.
It was just like when he hit, it was like you could see it as soon as before they did the replay. You could see it, but it was just like
he had to have broken some ribs on that impact because that impact was so hard.
That shit looked like it.
I feel so bad for Kofi because I know that was supposed to be a save for him. Like that was supposed to be his Rumble save, and
he did that spot before. He's done that spot before.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what year it was, but he's done that spot. So it was just like.
It's just the nature of the beast. He kind of just either slipped or was just wrong trajectory or something.
Momentum. He was too high up. Way too high up.
It was a botch, Corbin. It was a botch. That Kofi's thing was a botch, but at the end of the day. Naomi tried her thing and she just got pulled by Sonya Deville, which made which could go either way. And we're looking at a Sonya and Naomi match at Mania probably. But yeah, God dang it. Let's talk about it all. 1C, I know you haven't spoken a word. You can speak whenever you want to. Just know you do have the floor whenever you want it. So. I want to thank you guys so much for at least joining us, though. We had over 22 people at one point, so you guys obviously care for our opinions, and that's obviously greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for all of this. And we'll get to the full Rumble review in just a quick second. Just want to let everybody have their thoughts before we get into the show. Come on, Kevin. Announce the winner, please.
I don't know what to say, dog. The only time I got genuinely hyped during the men's match was when freaking Drew came out. I thought we wanted to see him after Mania. And Shane came out dancing around, and I'm like, okay. We knew about that like 2 days ago. But no Forbidden Door, no real like return for real. Just Monday Night Raw and SmackDown combined Battle Royale.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. Seth and Roman tore the house down though until the finish.
That finish was so goddamn terrible.
That match
and I got some words about that finish, and they're not nice words.
That was brilliant, and then it just.
It was a good match. It was a good match, and then all of a sudden they just said, "Oh yeah, you know what? Fuck you, Phil. We're gonna have a bad ending," and it was a bad ending. Seth in the Shield attire though, and coming out to the Shield entrance, that was fucking mind games, and that was great.
That was
I love
freaking
that.
amazing, bro.
I was
That was
seriously
great.
eating my food, and then all of a sudden I hear the
I hear
Sierra. I'm like,
it.
no fucking way! And then I'm like, please tell me he's coming down the crowd. Please tell me he did. I'm like, oh my god.
I thought he was going to do it on Friday. I'm happy he
We'll
did
talk
it.
about Bobby Lashley becoming WWE champion when we get there. Trust me, there's some words that we can all say about Bob, so we'll figure that out when we get there. All right, let's get right into it. I didn't even watch the pre-show. I was still live on Twitch during that time. Otis won the Royal Rumble in my 2K19 simulation, and Alita won the Royal Rumble from the number 30 entrant in the 2K19 simulation over there. Loff was a witness to it all. Omos got eliminated by, I believe, one of the smallest guys in the Rumble at that time. I believe it was, Austin Theory that actually eliminated Omos. That was... It was a terrible Rumble. The final two of my 2K19 simulation were Papa Shango and Otis. you can explain what the fuck happened in that Rumble just by that final two alone. It was a goddamn train wreck for a 2K19 simulation. But all right, guys. At the end of the day, I think we kind of just need to get this off our chest, get this review over with, considering that that this show bled into Sunday morning. I think things need to be discussed, and we will get to that as soon as I pull this up real quick. All right, there we go. Fans angry at Brock Lesnar winning 2022 Men's Royal Rumble match. You don't say, Ringside News. I got you. Okay. All right, let's do this. So we started off with the Universal Heavyweight Championship match between Roman Reigns and Seth freaking Rollins. Good match, very good match to say the least. We were back inside the ring at this point, and Roman hits a Superman punch, covers for a 2 count. Rollins rolls to the outside, and Roman hits a spear on the outside, throws Rollins in back inside the ring, then goes for another spear. Rollins encounters into a pedigree, which looked great. Every single time he reverses a spear into a pedigree, that always looks phenomenal, and I love the attention to detail that they have done when it comes to that. Money in the Bank a few years ago, that's what Seth did to beat Roman a couple of at that Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and that was the guy that pretty much started the entire storyline to begin with, like Pat McAfee said, saying that there's always a plan B said by Triple H, and that is what happened when Seth Rollins got greedy and he turned on the Shield. So I love that attention to detail. Good on Seth and Roman for actually, calling back to that moment all those years ago. And yeah, so that was great. So he reverses it into a pedigree, covers for a 2 count. Roman then sidesteps the curb stomp, and Rollins with a kick to the head. Roman with an uppercut and hits a spear. Rollins then laughs and offers a fist bump while on the mat, just like the Shield used to. Shield fist bump. And Roman locks in the guillotine. Rollins nearly passes out, but gets to the ropes. Technically with the referee's assistance. He was doing the whole dropping the arm type thing, but it seemed like as they were doing it, he kind of moved his arm closer just to drop it on the rope or whatever. It looked weird, but he got to the ropes, and Roman had to break the count, but the referee was just keep counting, and he did not break the count of 5, and the referee calls for a disqualification. Seth Rollins wins the match, but by disqualification, thus not winning the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. This I have an issue with. I have a major issue with this. I understand this feud was only built for 3 weeks. But you built this kind of a story. You built all of this kind of a story when it comes to their history, when it comes to the Shield, when it comes to everything in between, when it comes to like just everything that you've seen these guys go through as brothers of the Shield and as brothers in the ring. And that is the finish we get. Now, looking at the positives, obviously this is not over. He needs somebody for Saudi Arabia and the Elimination Chamber. Brock Lesnar is a free agent, so he can legitimately challenge for any championship he wants now. He can either go with Bobby or he can either go with Roman. Obviously, we all know Roman and Brock is not over, so he'll go for Roman. But Roman needs an opponent for Saudi Arabia. Raw will most likely get the Elimination Chamber. Hopefully. If everything goes right, Raw will get the chamber. Rollins needs to face Roman at the Elimination Chamber and just end it there. Whatever happens, end it. And we're good to go for WrestleMania. Rollins can obviously do something else at WrestleMania if they have something in the plans for him. But at that point in time, we just need to end this at the Elimination Chamber and figure out what we need to do with Roman and Brock heading into the WrestleMania season, and Seth Rollins can be dealt with on Monday Night Raw. That's what I would do, but let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think of this entire match and the ending of it all with that disqualification finish?
I thought it was like a good match to start off, and then just because, like, you know, the history that they have with each other, like, you can tell that they all know, like, their move set, so, but, like, the ending didn't surprise me at all. Like, I knew when Seth grabbed the rope, I knew what Roman was doing.
Great match, stupid finish. Like there's nothing else I can say. I was screaming at the top of my lungs for 95% of this match, and then once the rope stuff happened, I was like, okay. I just feel like if they wanted Roman to win, just have him beat him, just have him pass out. You already, like, if that was already in the plan for Roman to lose his mind and do the whole steel chair stuff at the end, then just have him submit him, or just hit this, do something. Like if you're gonna have him beat him, just have him beat him. Because now it's Roman still can't beat Seth Rollins. It doesn't do anything for Roman. He just managed a way to escape again. And that was one of my issues about Roman this whole time. Just the fact that I'm supposed to quote unquote acknowledge him being this dominant champion when he just finds his way just to sneak under the radar. And I'm supposed to just pretend like he's the greatest at everything. No, I don't believe that. It doesn't make it believable. It just makes it seem like he's just making it pass. And I understand that he's a heel and a bad guy, and he'll do bad guy stuff. But at the same time, it should make some sort of sense. You know what I'm saying? It should make some sort of sense. And you did everything to get to that point just for it to end in a way where no one really wins. Just this dominant quote unquote champion barely escapes. No.
And that's exactly where I have my issue with it too. Exactly.
Look, if you want to have Roman win, just have Seth pass out at that point. I was like, I accepted Seth losing at that point. I thought it was over.
But he was in the guillotine. I'm like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, and then He wouldn't let go, and I'm like, okay, we're not doing it. I feel like I've seen that happen. I have. Damian Priest has been doing it for 5 weeks now.
Yeah.
Damn near. He gets angry and doesn't want to stop when the ref tells him to stop, so they disqualify him, and now he retains the title like that. And somehow I'm supposed. That's why I don't like Damian Priest as U.S. champion, because he's a great wrestler, but just the DQ finishes and stuff like that doesn't make any sense.
They completely dropped the ball on Damian Priest as United States champion. So I completely see where they're coming in from there.
And I'm not saying they dropped the ball Roman being champion, because obviously he's damn near holding the company up.
He's the face of the company, and he knows what he's doing right now.
Yeah. But at this point, it's like they know they have something good, and now they're just trying to figure out every way they can just mess with us about it. You know what I'm saying? Because things can be good, but too much of a good thing is bad. You know what I'm saying? And as good as Roman has been, as good as Roman's run has been this whole time, we've had too many of these dark period matches to where it's just like, why did it end like that? Why did it come to that conclusion?
When was the first dark match as to like, why did this even need to happen for you?
What do you mean, like
you said, like, this was kind of like a dark match to, like, when you said, like, why did this like ending or stuff had to happen? When was that first one for you when it comes to this ring?
Finn Balor.
Okay.
Finn Balor, it got a little weird. I didn't like Cena going down with one spear, but that happened the way it happened.
Was Rey Mysterio in the Hell in a Cell before or after all of that?
Before Finn Balor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Before Finn Balor. Yeah.
Before SummerSlam or after that too?
Before SummerSlam. I feel like it had to be.
I just didn't know why the heck we had to have a Hell in a Cell on a random ass SmackDown. I understand Fox wanted a Hell in a Cell because the USA Network got a Hell in a Cell, but it involved Roman and it was Rey Mysterio, and nobody had Rey Mysterio winning that thing. And if he did, I mean, just good on you. You're probably just a real big Rey fan, and that's nothing against you guys. It's just I feel like nobody had him.
I was hoping there's no point in that. And now I understand when you say that Roman probably isn't losing the title until SummerSlam. I understand.
I'm telling you that. Yeah, like I'm telling you right now, he is not losing that thing till SummerSlam.
It's just
that's
annoying.
where I think he's losing it.
It's just freaking annoying, bro. Because like he already beat it. What happens now? Go to Elimination Chamber and then have that.
We go to Elimination Chamber. He beats Seth then, and then WrestleMania he beats Brock. Or considering now that it's Drew McIntyre was in the final too. If we have a triple threat at WrestleMania with Drew McIntyre inserted into the Roman and Brock situation. First of all, I do not want Drew to win the championship. I don't. He's been the champion before. I understand it would be in front of fans. I understand it would be a big moment for him. But no. That would not be the right way to do it. You have it happen at a SummerSlam. You do. I don't know why and I don't know where, but that would be around April, and then May, June, July. That's 4 more months. You have to have another shakeup or something because you have to get more credible people. You have to. Everybody that's credible is on Raw, and you can't just have Raw people come to SmackDown saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to challenge Roman," and then lose. You got to have a shakeup at that point. Have a shakeup after WrestleMania, because after that point, who else? You have to have a shakeup. Because obviously the draft did not work. The draft did not work. Tell me the draft worked in all of this. It didn't.
Well, there was no point in having the freaking draft in the first place. Because as soon as they
everybody
did the draft,
credible went to Raw.
There was no point in doing it. So doing the shakeup ain't going to change nothing, because all they're going to do is just. There's no point in doing the shakeup because they just brought E to SmackDown this morning. for no reason. They just did it.
So what? The next feud is for Roman is now going to be Big E. We all know how that went down at Survivor Series.
They'll probably do it again. They have nothing else. That's been my issue for 3 years, and now it's the most prominent ever. You have the same people that cycle through the championship spots, and it's just everyone else is just there.
If Rey came back, Betty Lou, I'm sorry, he'd be buried just like he was back at Payback. He'd be buried just like he was in Saudi Arabia against Goldberg. He'd be buried just like everybody else in the way that he was buried way before he even left the company. I understand your point with Bray Wyatt, and I understand the kind of story with all that, but it just wouldn't work. No worries. Okay. After the match, Roman then screams at Seth, saying that he deserves all of this before finally breaking the hold. Roman then gets a chair, hits Rollins in the spine, and again. Roman then with a chair shot after chair shot. Roman sucks chance for happening, and Roman gets another chair and gets ready to beat down on Seth Rollins. Huge boos for Roman at this point. He was an absolutely monster heel at all of this. And Roman gets the Universal Championship and leaves. Roman then gives the crowd the finger before leaving through the entranceway. So, he's full on heel now. Everybody hates his ass. And at this point in time, you wanted Roman heel? You got him heel. Now we have the Women's Royal Rumble match. And this was the best match of the night by far. And at the end of it all, there were so many there's so many different things when it comes to this Rumble that you can either be excited about or just really, really be upset about. So the first two in the Rumble were Sasha Banks and Melina. Melina returned. Melina looks great, but in a matter of seconds, Banks tosses Melina outside the ring, and Melina is eliminated, with Banks mocking her by doing the splits. Number 3 came in, and it was Tamina. Everything happens as Tamina tries to overpower Banks, but Banks hits a bulldog. Banks with the double knees to the corner, and Tamina hits a headbutt. Enters in number 4, who is Kelly Kelly. Kelly Kelly with a big kick to Banks, and then Banks kicks Kelly Kelly outside the ring. So Kelly Kelly is eliminated at this point. Out number 5, Aaliyah. Aaliyah gets back inside. So Banks throws Aaliyah over the top rope, but Aaliyah gets back inside the ring with a running knee. Enter number 6 is Liv Morgan. And when Liv Morgan entered this early, I was pulling for her to be some kind of like an Iron Woman type figure, but we were just hoping for the best. So Banks and Aaliyah then point to the WrestleMania sign. Banks with a Three Amigos to Aaliyah at this time when Liv Morgan came inside the ring. Queen Zelena came in at number 7, and Zelena with a kick and eliminated Sasha Banks. Zelena Vega eliminated Sasha Banks. That could be a totally different story for another day. Zelena Vega eliminating Sasha Banks in a matter of 6 participants, even coming into the match, 7 including her. I don't even know what happened. I really don't. Number 8 comes in, and it was Bianca Belair. She entered at number 3 last year and won the entire thing. So they just love giving her early entries and showing her dominance in a way. So Belair hits Zelena with a splash, and in comes Dana Brooke. Dana fights off Tamina, but Belair carries Aaliyah up the top ropes, and in comes number 10, who was Michelle McCool. Tamina attacks McCool from behind, and Morgan then dangles Aaliyah over the ropes. Sonya Deville comes in at number 11. Morgan and Belair try to eliminate Tamina at this time. Natalya comes in at number 12. Tamina was eliminated by Bianca Belair when Natalya came in. Let's see. Cameron at number 13. Naomi at number 14. But Cameron was already eliminated by Sonya Deville at this time. And as soon as Cameron was in the Rumble Live, I knew Naomi was going to be the next entrant. I just knew that was going to happen. We did not actually see a Funkadactyl reunion. We didn't see a dance or anything like that. She was already eliminated before Naomi got into the Rumble. And Deville and Naomi had their moment, but in the end, Naomi eliminated Deville just with a big kick. She won on Friday Night SmackDown, and then she eliminated Deville here in the Rumble.
It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't understand why that like whole sequence of stuff. We didn't even see Naomi and Cameron in the ring together. She acknowledged Cameron being on the ground for like 3 seconds, and Cameron looked like she was actually hurt, so she didn't even turn and look at Naomi.
Mm-hmm. So number 15 came in, and it was Carmella. Carmella was not getting into the ring for the life of anybody. She was just going over to the announce table, talking to her fiance, Corey Graves. Jimmy Smith was just trying to say something to Carmella, and Carmella was just obviously not going to be responsive towards Jimmy Smith. Byron Saxton, he was just like, "Oh yeah, she's too busy being pretty. This is goddamn ridiculous." And everything like that. So Carmella was in at number 15. Rhea Ripley was in at number 16, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. This is a good spot for Rhea, if anything. Rhea Ripley said, "You know what? Screw this shit. I am not going into the ring before the person that is supposed to enter before me." So she went right to the announce table, right to Carmella's like makeup team, and drags Carmella inside the ring. And out at number 17, this is where the SmackDown Women's Champion came into play. And this is where I was mad. So everybody was just fighting. Natalya and Naomi, Morgan and Belair, McCool and Morgan were trying to fight off everybody. And so Charlotte was trying to eliminate Naomi. She got her over the ropes, and Naomi was hanging by her feet on the bottom rope. Deville then pulls Naomi out of the match by when she was already eliminated at this point. And so she just pulls Naomi off the ring apron, and that is how they get the elimination for Naomi. She didn't even have a good Royal Rumble save either, and she's supposed to be the Kofi Kingston of the Women's Rumble match. So there's that. So, out at number 18, Ivory. Ivory says that it has been an awful long time, but nothing has changed. It's hard to even look at these girls, and all she sees is wayward, lost little girls. Rhea Ripley then picks her up and throws her over the top rope. Ripley then pats her head and throws her down. Not Ric Flair. It's his daughter, Charlotte. Charlotte with a shoulder tackle to McCool in the corner, and in comes Brie Bella.
Boo.
And boo. And Belair and Ripley double suplex Flair. They throw her over the top rope, but Flair hangs on. Here is where Mickie James came in. Now, was Mickie James going to be wearing the Impact Knockouts Championship, or was she not going to be coming to the Rumble with the title? She did. She came out wearing the Impact Knockouts Championship. And honestly, if any of you guys are myself and Lof's age, that is actually history in the making. Having another championship from a different company, especially when it comes to WWE.
Yeah.
On their soil.
Yeah.
That was kind of big, and honestly, and I know Mickie James wanted that to happen. I understand Scott D'Amore really wanted that to happen. And I'm just glad they were actually, able to make it happen. Even if and Mickie James actually kind of lasted a long time. So
Yeah, she did all right.
yeah, she wasn't as bad as I wasn't saying Mickie James was bad, but I just timing wise and everything, I did not think she was gonna last this long.
Yeah.
So James actually eliminated Michelle McCool, and in came Alicia Fox. So Flair and Natalya were fighting on the ropes, and in comes at number 22, Nikki A.S.H. During the countdown timer, Rhea Ripley was just staring at the entranceway, waiting for Nikki Ash to come out, because obviously the music was playing on the PA system, but she came in from behind from the timekeepers area and tried to eliminate Rhea Ripley that way. Ripley fights off and everything like that. She was trying to get Nikki over the top rope, but Ric Flair. Why do I keep thinking Rick? Jesus Christ! It's tiring, y'all. Charlotte then tries to intercept, and they were fighting back and forth. Ripley chops Flair. And in comes Call to Me, Girl, the legend of WWE. I'm saying this sarcastically, y'all. Summer Rae. Summer Rae screams, "Fuck you." And on her way to the ring, she runs right for Natalya. They pretty much have a slap fest. They slap each other in the face, and all this stuff happening. Natalya picks up Summer Rae and dumps her out of the ring. Flair then pushes Natalya over the ropes, but she still hangs on. Number 24, Nikki Bella. Double flapjack from the Bellas twins, and the Bellas eliminate Alicia Fox. Sarah Logan in at number 25, and the Bellas put L's on their forehead, mocking Liv, as they not only eliminate Sarah Logan, but they do eliminate Liv Morgan. Number 26 is Lita. I'm like, this could legitimately be a possibility here now, with Lita winning the Rumble. Lita throws Mickie James on the apron and a DDT to Mickie, and James falls out of the ring. Lita then goes face to face with Flair and strikes back and forth. Flair hits a big boot. Number 27 is Mighty Molly. And honestly, Loth, I couldn't even tell you what happened here because at the end of the day, I did not even see her enter the match. I was at Mighty Molly didn't even enter the ring.
No, she got attacked by. I believe she got attacked by Nikki. I can't remember if she got.
Well, it says here Nikki ASH attacked Molly before getting into the ring, throws Molly into the steel steps, and Lita and Flair fight on the turnbuckle. Nikki tears off Molly's cape, and then eliminates Molly. So she was there. She was in the match. She was just eliminated in like seconds. Looks like.
That's why I forgot.
Okay. I was out getting my food at that time, so I didn't even see her enter the match to begin with. Number 28 was Ronda Rousey, and Brie eliminated Nikki, and Rousey fights off Brie. Number 29 is Shotzi. Rousey then hits some shots on Bianca Belair and Ripley fights off Rousey. And number 30, Shayna Baszler. And I can tell you right now, I completely forgot Shayna Baszler was even in this match.
Me too, especially when they changed the music. I was like, "Who the hell is that?" I didn't know it came out.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler. It was kind of cool seeing Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey in the same ring together. That's just like a cool visual considering how all of that, all of their past history happened. But at the end of it all, the final two ended up being fuck my life. I keep saying Ric Flair. Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey are the final two. Flair and Rousey face off. Flair goes for a big boot, but Rousey catches her and throws her over the top rope, and Ronda Rousey wins the Royal Rumble. Flair stares at Rousey down before leaving, and Rousey points to the WrestleMania sign as pyro goes off. At that point, that's when the WrestleMania sign caught on fire. Because as you can tell, when they were doing the whole pointing to the WrestleMania sign for Brock, they didn't have pyro go off.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing this again, especially if that WrestleMania sign can catch on fire. So that at that point, that's when the WrestleMania sign caught on fire, and we're like, all right, we're not doing this again. Ronda Rousey wins the Rumble. We all knew she was going to be at the Rumble. She was going to win it. Eliminating Charlotte Flair. Looks like that's how we're going to set up the story. If she's really facing Charlotte at WrestleMania. I think Becky would be the bigger match, but obviously, I don't know anything.
I don't know, man. I'm tired of fantasy booking for this none of this company.
Yeah, no, I'm completely done at this point. I'm just watching just to watch and seeing what happens because I just don't want to ask questions anymore.
Yeah.
Raw Women's title, Becky Lynch and DouDrop. This got a lot more time than I thought it was going to. And honestly, This was a really boring ass match. This was so boring.
A part of me wanted DouDrop to win so bad. I really wanted to get a laugh, but Becky winning was inevitable.
This was so boring, dude. There was nothing about this match that actually made me do something. I was on my phone the entire time.
I don't know.
So we're picking it up where Becky Lynch hits some strikes on the ropes, misses a leg drop. DouDrop then hits headbutts. Becky then drops DouDrop on the top rope, and Becky hits a jawbreaker, then a leg drop from the top rope for a 2 count. DouDrop then hits a big ending looked weird, having a big ending made by DouDrop, but it was a cover for a 2 count. DouDrop drags Becky into the corner. Becky gets up and a chop blocks to the knee of DouDrop and hits a manhandle slam, rock bottom, off the middle rope, and Becky covers. So 1, 2, 3. Still your Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. Knew it was happening. Becky Lynch was always going to retain. She's going to be at WrestleMania as the champion. It's just going to be inevitable.
That's all it is. Just inevitable. Boredom.
Yes. Yes. At that point in time, the attendance record was announced.
Yeah.
They announced 44,390. Now, according to WrestleTix on Twitter, where you can legitimately get the real attendance record for it all, they said 44,390. The real attendance record was fluctuated upwards by 11.8%. The real attendance record was 39,778. They added like 5,000.
I could care less what they do at this point.
They added like 5,000 to that number. Where'd you get the extra 5,000 people?
Oh my god.
Like, there's no way. All right. WWE Championship match, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley. This was honestly more than 10 minutes. At least I feel like it was.
Think so.
If I go to Royal Rumble 2022, let's see what the actual numbers were. Let's see. Come on. There it is. 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Wow. Okay. So Brock won here. Bobby won here. My bad. Brock hits an F5 and Lashley falls onto the referee. Brock pins, but since there's no referee, obviously nobody can make the cover. Roman Reigns comes out of nowhere and spears Brock. I was like, what the hell is happening here? Roman stares down at Heyman, and Roman offers his hand to Heyman. Heyman hands Roman Reigns the WWE Championship, and Roman smashes Brock over the head with the WWE title. Roman then leaves with Paul Heyman, and Lashley covers for the 1, 2, 3. Bobby Lashley is your new WWE champion. Bobby Lashley could either be defending that WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber, or a one-on-one feud could happen, and a number one contender for the WWE Championship could happen inside that Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia for his match at WrestleMania. There could be a lot of things going on here when it comes to Bobby Lashley and the WWE Championship. Obviously, with Brock and Roman at this time, at that time I knew Brock was entering the Rumble. It was at that moment I knew Brock was getting in that Rumble. some way, shape, or form.
This shit is. I'm not even really mad at the outcome. I'm just mad that I knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm just that was the thing I was hoping I was wrong about. I do have some sort of enjoyment for Brock this time around because he seems like he's having much more fun out there. But
he's being more of himself.
Yeah.
Which I feel.
But the fact that I knew this a week and a half ago, and then it just same thing with the women's match, and one more thing about that too, it kind of ties into the women's match too. No one ever tell me to let it play out again.
Yes, no. I never listen to the people that say let it play out. I never listen to those people.
There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people in my chat today. Usually pay-per-views have a lot of people in there, and I saw a few let it play outs in there, and I'm like, Bianca lost her championship for no reason at SummerSlam because they said let it play out and she'll win the Rumble and she gets eliminated next. They said Big E loses his championship, let it play out, he'll win the Rumble. No, next. Like how many times do you have to tell me to let it play out before you realize this company doesn't let things play out?
Right.
They book for OMG moments. They book for Sports Center reposts. And they book for ESPN highlights. They don't book for actual storytelling. They just book to get through the next day. So don't ever tell me, not you specifically, Phil, but
no,
don't ever tell me to let something play out, because then as soon as I hear that, I know it's just going to get bad. It's going to get
people
worse.
That use that excuse, let it play out, just don't know what this company is all about in the year 2022 and on. They don't know what this company is about. This company is not about making moments anymore. This company is about the here and the now. They don't care about the future. So when you say let it play out, you're kidding yourself at the end of the day. You're not kidding me. You're not kidding Loth. You're not trying to put us into a false sense of security, knowing that everything is going to be okay down the road. It's not. This company is fucking terrible. And they don't care about this company, and they don't care about the future of it. Let it play out. You let it play out. You did let it play out, and look what happened. I 100% agree with you there, Law. 100%. Let it play out. You let it play out. See what happens. We did. That's our outcome.
Yeah.
Beth Phoenix and Edge taking on Miz and Maurice were the co-main event of the show.
Why the hell did this happen at this time?
Exactly. Thank you. The only reason why I said that this was happening in the co-main event was so that obviously Brock can have like a good what was the match time? 12 minutes and 30 seconds was the match time, and obviously with the entrances and everything like that, it probably came down to like maybe a 20-minute segment.
Yeah.
Brock had a good 20 minutes to a half hour for himself to get ready for the Royal Rumble because he knew he was going to be entering at number 30, and that's how everything was going to happen. Obviously, because the thing is, he didn't even only have half an hour. He had the rest of the entire Rumble, and the Rumble here, men's Rumble, lasted 51 minutes and 10 seconds. So he had like a good hour. He had a good hour to prepare himself and to get himself prepared for the Royal Rumble because he was entering at number 30 no matter what. He had a good hour to get himself ready. And that's the only reason why Beth, Edge, Miz, and Maurice were in this spot. Because I'm telling you right now, if they switch this around and Brock and Bobby were the co-main event, I'm telling you right now, Brock would still be our WWE champion. If they switch this match around, I think Brock would still be the WWE champion if that was the co-main event. And we'd have a totally different Rumble winner. And we all know Vince was changing things around before the show tonight. You were the one that sent it to all of us. So we're probably thinking, all right, what's going to be the co-main event?
Yeah.
And they thought this.
That's what they went on.
Right. This match was good though. Beth Phoenix was fucking phenomenal. Edge is always great. Maurice broke maybe 5 nails combined in this match. And Miz, he's Miz. What else do you want me to say? A good match though. In the co-main event of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, Edge climbs to the top rope. Maurice distracts the Miz. Maurice distracts and Miz takes advantage. Beth takes out Maurice and Beth picks Miz up and power bombs him. Edge hits an elbow drop from the top, covers for a 2 count. Maurice takes out Beth and throws her into the steps. And Edge hits a flapjack on the Miz. Maurice then distracts Edge. Edge misses a spear. Maurice hits a Hurricane Rana on Edge. And Maurice then hits a French kiss DDT. Miz hits a skull-crushing finale. And Edge kicks out at the count of 2 in a very, very close 2 count. I honestly thought that was it. Beth then hits a spear to Maurice. And Edge and Beth hit a double spear on Miz. Miz sent his butt flying in the air. He had that every single time he has to land on his back, he lands on his neck pretty much, and he does that a yoga pose pretty much, just aiming his butt up in the air. He loves showing his ass to all of us. And he gets it with a double spear by Edge and Beth. They do a double glam slam to both Miz and Maurice and a cover for a 1-2-3. Beth and Edge win. Just like I predicted, they were not going to bring back Beth Phoenix to have her lose. They weren't.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I would have got more enjoyment out of this match if it happened at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. I everybody was just dead.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble, the Royal Rumble matches are great, but it takes the energy out of the crowd so early on.
Yeah.
Because the next match right here, the Men's Rumble, not only was the actual entrance order boring as hell, but the crowd was not in it at all. The Men's Rumble had to have been one of the most boring Rumble matches I have ever seen. The entrant order matters. It matters a lot, and you go out there and you make this your Rumble. I should expect disappointment, and I did, and I was.
Bro, it's just. I told you a few weeks ago. I gotta stop hoping for things in this company. I just gotta sit there. sit there and watch and then just hope that something exciting happens, even though I know in the bottom of my heart.
You want to know what we have to do? We just have to exist.
Well, I'm gonna do
We
that.
just have
What?
to sit. We just have to sit there and exist while watching the show. We just have to sit there and exist because we can't do anything about it. We can't change anything, and at the end of the day, there's just nothing we can do. So we just have to exist and just deal with shit. I don't like dealing with shit though. I like being invested, and I can't get invested into any of this.
We have no more room for investment, sir.
I can't.
It's just watch and hope to God John Cena comes out.
Just watch, exist, and pray, because and praying doesn't even work half the time. This show was way more than 4 hours. This show, if you technically watched the pre-show, it was like 5.5.
I set my live stream for like 4 hours and 45 minutes, and it usually doesn't go for that long. And that joint was definitely that time.
This show was definitely like around the 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
And that's like halfway of a WrestleMania, honestly.
Yeah.
We started off the Rumble in a great fashion with AJ Styles and Shinsegae Nakamura, the WrestleMania 34 WWE Championship match. And I'm like, okay. AJ starting off at number 1. This could get interesting. And then all of a sudden Shinsuke came out. I'm like, oh shit. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's figure this out. Let's do this. And then number 3 was Austin Theory. I'm like, okay. That's good. Austin Theory got an early entrant. Now, obviously, it wasn't due to a punishment by Vince McMahon. That would have been on the pre-show, and we would have seen him in an office. But I'm like, all right, Austin Theory got an early number. Let's go. This is where his Iron Man journey of the Rumble begins. Let's do this. We're good. Then Robert Roode was number 4. Big Bob.
I was big. I freaking look. He got his little spine busters off. I was, oh my! And we got the freaking TNA chants.
Yes. I was just about to read that. AJ Styles and Roode were on a face-off, and TNA chants were going off in the crowd.
Oh, that made me happy. Made me smile. That made me happy. Made me smile. That was great.
So number 5 turned out to be Ridge Holland. I forgot what his music sounded like solo, so when I heard it, I'm like, all right, who the fuck is this? And then it was Ridge Holland. And he was still wearing the black mask. I'm like, you don't have a broken nose anymore. Take it off.
You're trying to Cody Rhodes it now.
AJ Styles was legitimately asking him, and you can legitimately hear the audio of him playing, is that mask legal? Did you hear that? Because I definitely did.
No, I didn't hear it. No.
He was legitimately asking Ridge Holland, hey, is that mask legal? Wow. And like it was legitimately like you can hear it. Mainly because at this point in time the crowd was fucking dead. And we're only 5 entrants in. Montez Ford comes out at number 6. Damian Priest comes in at number 7. And then Sami Zayn came in at number 8. As soon as Sami Zayn came in, I'm like, watch, the next entrant is going to be Johnny Knoxville. Yeah. I knew wherever Sami Zayn was going to be entering, that next entrant was going to be Johnny. And number 9 was Johnny Knoxville.
Boys with him. I'm like, who the hell are they?
Yeah, the Jackass crew was accompanying him. So Knoxville, Styles was offering Knoxville a free shot on him. Knoxville then hits him. Styles was like, okay. He's like, now can I have a turn? And they're like, yeah, do it. And he does the phenomenal blitz combination strike to Knoxville, and it absolutely floored the fuck out of him. I was marking out for AJ Styles with the phenomenal blitz because I'm like, hey, let's go. You're beating up Johnny Knoxville. I like that. So he does the phenomenal blitz. Ford hits a frog splash, absolutely beautiful from the heavens. Knoxville was taking this shit like a champ, though. I will say that. So Holland then placed Knoxville on the apron, and Sami Zayn Haluva kicks him, eliminating Knoxville. Styles then eliminated Zayn when he was celebrating. Number 10 was Angelo Dawkins. Number 11 is our favorite guy, Omos. And the sad part is, Omos didn't even really last that long.
At all.
So number 12 was Ricochet. Number 13 was Chad Gable. Number 14 was Dominic Mysterio. Mysterio helps everybody go after Omos, and Styles, he's like, you know what? Fuck this shit. He gets off of everybody. He ouch flips himself off the ropes and does like a legitimate flying forearm. They call it a phenomenal forearm here, but he was just doing a flying forearm, and that eliminates Omos. At least it took like 10,000 people to eliminate Omos.
Yeah.
If it just was one person, I'm like, all right, that's just fucking unrealistic.
Yeah.
At least they did like a good 6 to 7 people eliminating Omos.
That's true.
So, I mean, that in itself, I'm telling you guys right now, Omos is in the chamber. He didn't win the Rumble, he'll be in the chamber. So, number 15 was Happy Corbin. Number 16 was Dolph Ziggler. 17 was Sheamus. 18 was Rick Boogs. 19 was Madcap Moss. And 20 was Matt Riddle. Now, Moss eliminated AJ Styles. I got major issues with that. There was so many things going on about this. After Matt Riddle, man, we had our first surprise return in the Men's Rumble at number 21, and that was Drew McIntyre. And I'm like, all right, now it's either going to be Brock or Drew winning, because Drew McIntyre just showing up randomly when he was supposed to, like, be out with like a neck injury, that's big.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. Honestly, I would not be shocked if it was Drew and Brock Lesnar as the final two, and oddly enough, it was. But we'll get there when we get there. Kevin Owens entered in at number 22. They were brawling on the entranceway, Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. And the thing is, I don't even know why, because they didn't even really have any kind of issue with each other as far as I was aware of. So they were just fighting the fight. Rey Mysterio. Huh? What was that?
Pretty much. That's all it was. It was just.
I didn't know if they had any beef before.
I didn't know either. I thought they were just going. I was okay.
They were just fighting. I was like, okay, let's do it. Number 23 was Rey Mysterio. Number 24 was Kofi Kingston. We all know the Kofi Kingston spot that was botched. He was supposed to save himself, but it just did not happen at that time. Otis was in at number 25. Big E was in at number 26. Bad Bunny was in at number 27.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny. Okay. Number 28 was Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon, yes, Shane. money, money, money. You know, the whole doing this thing. Terrible. He's doing those air punches too. Shane McMahon. Randy Orton at number 29. Reports were coming in all over the place that WWE was seriously thinking of having Randy Orton have a great Royal Rumble 2022, considering we were in his hometown. Like what happened?
Nothing.
Got eliminated in seconds. Brock Lesnar entered in at number 30.
It was over at that point.
Yes. And at that point, I was saying to myself, we were all way too gullible for this shit. WWE was never going to do a Forbidden Door. WWE was never going to do a Forbidden Door, and we all fell for it. We all are to blame for that, because we all fell for that shit. We were all making Royal Rumble entrance videos of the 10 count, and then all of a sudden we're just saying, oh yeah, Cody Rhodes, Moose, pretty much anybody that we could think of. And
Moose? No. First of all, I'm not taking the blame for Moose because he's been tweeting Roman Reigns for about 2 years now.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general, we were all talking about everybody and their mother being a Forbidden Door entrant in the Rumble, and there was nothing like that tonight. So we were all gullible when it came to that shit. Everybody. Because everybody was doing that. The whole Moose thing, that's another thing for another day, because you're right. He's been calling out fucking everybody. But if he was calling out everybody and they were doing this thing with Impact anyway, wouldn't you think they might try to call the guy? Or call Scott D'Amore to see what happened?
Until it just got bad. What the?
So there was no Forbidden Door entrant, and we were all falling for it. We all fell for it at the end of the day. And I knew Veer wasn't going to show up. It was just a good, funny dream to have.
I didn't know. I thought he was going to be there.
You thought Veer was going to be there?
Yeah.
I wanted Veer to be there so bad, but in the back of my head, I was like, yeah, nah, this isn't happening. It's just a good wet dream or whatever the heck they say. But yeah, so Brock Lesnar takes out Shane, belly to belly to Orton, suplex to Shane, knees to Riddle. We were so hyped to see, Riddle's been wanting something with Brock this entire time, and this is what happened to him. So Lesnar eliminates Orton to a huge boo fest. Bad Bunny stares down at Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar F5s him. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to kill Bad Bunny tonight. He really is. He actually threw him outside the ring in a very safe and soft way. I was honestly kind of impressed by Brock doing that.
Brock usually tossing.
He usually just throws people and they don't even they don't even survive. But he was actually, kind of somewhat nice to Bad Bunny there. Lesnar and belly to belly Shane then tosses Riddle, suplex to Shane, and Lesnar clothesline Shane over the top rope, not once but twice, because the first time Shane couldn't even get over the top rope. He was that gassed. Final two were Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. And at that point, Michael Cole was, marking out as he always does, saying, rewind this back 2 years ago. Rewind this back in the year 2020 when Drew McIntyre eliminated Brock Lesnar to win the Rumble. Or, not, that wasn't to win the Rumble, but
it was just happened.
Yeah, it was just happening, and he was doing it.
Should have called Ricochet.
He was just, Ricochet hit him in the balls, and there you go. Rest is history. Claymore, and he's out. but he was marking out as he always does. Brock and Drew stare down at each other, strikes back and forth. Brock then powers Drew into the corner, and Drew blocks an F5. Brock then blocks a Claymore, and Lesnar F5s Drew outside the ring, and Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble. Pyro goes off near the stage and entranceway, not at the WrestleMania sign. They say Pyro, so Pyro goes off as Brock points to the WrestleMania sign, but the Pyro was not at the Mania sign, and as the final image before the Royal Rumble pay-per-view goes off the air. This is a very poorly booked Royal Rumble men's match. As soon as Brock lost the WWE Championship to Bobby Lashley, we all knew what was going to happen. The order does matter when it comes to this shit, and I do want you guys to know that. Royal Rumble entrant numbers matter. And if you don't have a good entrant like format for this type of thing, it's just gonna flop. And that's exactly what happened with both Rumbles tonight. As two former UFC talent win the Rumble. That's just what happens. Brock Lesnar, Brock is Brock, and he's obviously been a part of WWE for a while. Ronda, this is her second stint. This is her second stint within this company. And honestly, I don't even know if she even feels respected by anybody to even be here. Because we all know what happened when she kind of just spoke out about WWE fans. And now she's here, she's won the Rumble, and now she gets a main event at WrestleMania. Or a match at WrestleMania. They didn't even say the women get a main event at WrestleMania. They just say they get a match. So that to me says something completely different. We might have two men main events this year for Mania. They just said they have a match.
Possibly. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm gonna just I don't know.
Because the ring announcer said they get a match for the championship of their choosing at WrestleMania. They didn't say anything about a main event for the women. But we'll see, obviously, as we draw closer.
Ronda, Brock Lesnar wasn't needed.
Yeah. There were when it comes to Hall of Fame entrance and the Women's Rumble, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entrance there. And 3 unaffiliated superstars in Johnny Knoxville, Bad Bunny, and Shane McMahon. There was no real surprise entrance. Nothing.
I was most surprised by Drew.
Yeah, well, okay. Except for a surprise return like Drew, nothing. But yeah, guys, this was that was your Royal Rumble pay-per-view. There's something to be said about this show. Whether you liked it, whether you hated it, whether you're indifferent about it. At the end of the day, it's here, and we're on the road to WrestleMania.
Yay.
We'll see what happens in like around 3 months or so as we head to WrestleMania. The Elimination Chamber happens on February 19th, 2022 as we head to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia at the Jeddah Superdome. for the festivities. The winner of the Women's Rumble will be on Raw tonight. Not tonight. I keep thinking it's Sunday. It is Sunday, but the pay-per-view actually happened on Saturday. She will be at the Raw episode tomorrow.
Yay.
Brock will probably be on both shows, Raw and SmackDown, just to tease whatever he can do. Honestly, both will probably be on both shows tomorrow, Ronda and Brock, considering they're going to milk this as much as they possibly can off. You know that, right? They're going to milk their decision as much as they possibly can. Because they always do that kind of thing.
UFC 204 and Monday Night Raw tomorrow, so
they always do that kind of thing. They always milk the decision until like the last minute. Or, I mean, when the heck did they milk Edge's decision? Like Elimination Chamber time?
pretty much. And they already told us that it's going to be Ronda and Charlotte, so there's no point.
Yeah, exactly. Reports came out that it's going to be Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, and we all just know that Brock and Roman is not over. So, so we know the like 2 Royal Rumble main event things happening anyway, but they're going to milk it as long as possible, and they're going to be like, hey, we're not going to tell you without telling you when we want to tell you, so that you don't get told on by anybody else. You're going to be told on by us. Like,
Wow.
yeah, see, I mean, I don't even think that made any sense, but even you're like, yeah, that might actually happen. So, like, no, you're not going to get told by anybody else. We're going to tell you when we want to tell you, and you're not going to be told by anybody. Like, okay, sure, WWE, let it happen. So we got the Elimination Chamber in February, and then they said that's the final stop on the road to WrestleMania. So we're gonna have a huge build from February 19th to April 2nd and 3rd, because there's no pay-per-view in March. From what they said on commentary tonight, the Elimination Chamber is the final stop. So that is a long-ass build.
Yeah.
They better be doing something with it, because other than that, if you have a long-ass build like that, they got to do something.
Pretty much.
How many weeks is that? We're starting on February 19th. Let's see. Can you click on the calendar, please? Thank you. February 19th. That is another Saturday. 1, 2, and we're going to April 2nd. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's 5 weeks, and then the 6th week is the 2nd and the 3rd. So that's a 5-week build. That's around 10 shows for Raw and SmackDown. It doesn't seem like a lot. 9, 10.
Yeah, they just killed Fastlane, like Corbin said. They just killed freaking Fastlane.
Right, yeah. Oh wait, no. Actually, hold on a second. From now until WrestleMania, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 Raws and SmackDowns. So that's 9 Raws and 9 SmackDowns. But that's including everything that's happening from now until WrestleMania.
We'll have to wait and see, man.
We got 3 Raws and 3 SmackDown on the way to the Elimination Chamber. And then the rest of that is all build for WrestleMania. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. That's it. 2 o'clock. The show ended at around 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're beat. We're tired. We have to exist on Monday. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good rest of the night. We would have gave you guys the best. We would have gave you guys the best, and I hope you guys just. I hope you guys enjoyed the show for what it was. I understand why people left during the show tonight. They don't have to explain anything. We know what happened, and we know that everything when it comes to this show was not everybody's cup of tea. I gave everybody the free reign to be here whenever they wanted to be here. They could. If they didn't want to be here, that's fine too. We take this stuff seriously. As much as we joke around and as much as everything comes down to it, we take professional wrestling here seriously, and we take the world of this sport seriously. It's not when something doesn't go our way we get like this, but when we see the potential of stuff and it just gets wasted over and over and over again, that's when we kind of get complacent, and that's when we kind of just feel like, hey, this company just does not care. And at the end of the day, we're right in saying that the company doesn't care anymore, really. But we care about this company, and we care about this product, not only for professional wrestling, but this podcast way too much to even say. We say what we want to feel, but we care about this way too much in order to, blow off to everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed everything that we were here tonight for. We'll talk to you guys. I can say tomorrow because it's Sunday. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow for Raw. And do you have anything else to say, Locke, before we get the hell out of here?
Y'all be safe, man. Get some sleep because the show sucks.
Yeah. And Corbin, Fastlane does not exist anymore. So yeah, it's just the Elimination Chamber and then WrestleMania. That's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. Everybody, let's just have a good Sunday, all right? Let's just relax, watch some football. We got the AFC and NFC Championship games tomorrow. Let's hope for the best when it comes to the Super Bowl, too. And we'll talk to you guys very, very soon. I'm Philly Met. Follow us on all social media platforms. All the TikToks are down in the description. Make sure to go buy the OTB merch when it's all set up on bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow for the Monday Night Raw post-show review. See you guys then. We the ones. Peace out. Have a good night.